Today on the channel, the Monday Night Wars reignite with the Monday Night Wars Walmart exclusive Lex Luger Ultimate Edition.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Monday Night Wars unboxing and review. And today we got the Walmart exclusive Ultimate Edition Lex Luger. But for all your Walmart exclusive needs, Walmart. But for everything else wrestling related, hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there, and I did not pick this up at Walmart because Walmart, you never know. They might have this next week or maybe 6 months from now. It is truly a roll of the dice. So I did go over to my friend over there at Walmart. I said, Walmart, what you got going on? Saw it was in stock, ordered Lex Luger here. It's about, what, $5 more than retail. Save you the gas. You don't have to pay shipping. You don't have to pay tax. Gets it here, gets it over with, and we can move on with our life. That's how I view it. I said, for $5, I'm willing to just move on with my life from this one because you never know. It might take forever to hit my Walmarts. Just want it over with. There's enough stuff to hunt for. I'll move the hunt to another day. So I picked this one up at Walmart. Who knows? Maybe he's got some more left. Who knows? Once again. But of course, Lex Luger, I would say this represents the biggest Lex Luger ever was. The 100th edition of Monday Night, not Raw, Monday Night Nitro. They're easy for me to say. The 100th edition of Nitro, he did beat the Hulkster, of course. Quite the moment, quite the victory for WCW, as we do remember. And I would say that was his biggest moment ever. I mean, some people might say slamming a Yokozuna. Maybe if he would have won the WWF Championship back in the day, that would have been. But I felt like this was as hot as Lex Luger ever was during this little time frame here. You guys let me know in the comments your thoughts on that one as well. But Lex Luger looking pretty good. And this is a very plain Jane Lex Luger, of course, back in the day. However, there's some bells and whistles here to give this a little extra pizzazz. And we're going to dive into it with old Ultimate Lex Luger. Big window box, a lot going on. Get it signed by Lex Luger if you see him out at a convention or something. Lex Luger up top, Ultimate Edition down low. 2 title belts with this one. We'll dive into that, of course. There he is, looking good. Always looking nice right there, old Lex Luger. WCW up there at the top. Does say August 4th, 1997. Oh, what a time. What a time to be alive. Lex Luger on the side over here. On the back, got the glamour shot of the man, got the glamour shot of the action figure, got the tail of tape, got the blurb. Let's see what it says about old Lex Luger here. Height 6'6" from Chicago, Illinois. Somebody get me a Pequod's pizza. Finisher, the Torture Rack. Career highlights, WCW World Heavyweight Champion, WCW United States Champion. For 463 days, World Heavyweight Champion Hollywood Hulk Hogan and the New World Order ran roughshod over WCW Nitro after WCW Night After Night. How about that? Finally, on the 100th episode of Monday Night Nitro, a hero in the form of Lex Luger dealt a critical blow to the NWO when he made Hogan submit and brought the title back to WCW. The old Torture Rack. Oh, it was torture. Just torture is what it was. We're going to pull Lex out of here. It does say Torture Rack because that's what he would scream. He'd always say, all right, we're going to do it. Torture Rack. Maybe not, maybe not. And then, of course, the total package as well. Lex Luger, as we know. Off to the side, this way, keep them guessing. Off to the side, see you later, goodbye. And there it is, old Lex Luger. Very interesting figure here. More surprises than I was expecting with this one as well. Plastic prison. A lot of accessories with this one. And apparently interchangeable hair. And I don't know, have we seen interchangeable hair on an Ultimate before? I'm trying to run through my brain. Did we see it with Kevin Nash? We saw it on Nash's Elites. But have we seen interchangeable hair in the Ultimate line? I guess, the heads are going to be the same between Ultimates and Elites, as we do know. So I guess it's not super new ground being broke, but it is something different we don't see all the time. So I'm here for that. So we got 2 heads for Mr. Luger here. Watch out for the ponytail. There's little Lex there. Got to have the extra hands. This one truly feels Ultimate, especially for a rather plain-looking guy like Lex Luger. Good to see some extras with this one here. See you later, Spider-Man style. Twist ties. See you later. Goodbye. And let's get down to Lex Luger business, and let's dive into the accessories as we always do. Some good, some bad, some ugly with this set, I do believe. But let's start with the hands. How about, we do got the 2 splayed out hands here. He's calling for the torture rack. Who knows what he's up to. We also get 2 fists of Lex Luger Fury. He's going to throw those punches in bunches if you're not careful. And then we get 2 title belts, and I believe this is the brand new title belt we just recently got with one ravishing Rick Rude over in the Target Legends line. Of course, the big gold belt looking very, very nice. One of the most iconic belts of all time. We do get the regular edition right here, and then, of course, the NWO edition. So choose your own adventure on this one. You could give this to Hollywood Hulk Hogan. You give this to somebody else if you want to. Put this one on Lex, of course. But you get both representations of the title belt here. And this one threw a lot of us for a curveball when it was first announced there, but it is a little bit of a towel right here, so a little red towel. And that was where they were, of course, wiping off that NWO spray paint, putting it back to its natural glory. So a nice little Easter egg here, but I don't know. This one's going to go in a baggie for me. I'm not going to display him huffing this up, trying to shine it all off. I'm not going to display it like that. Maybe you will. I don't know. But we do get that with him there, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool, I will say. But now we get down to Lex Luger. We got 3 heads for Lex Luger. The 3 personalities of Lex Luger right here. Looking like a crazy Keebler elf. And I don't know why. Whenever I see Lex Luger, I always kind of think of Keebler elf. And I'm not sure exactly why that is, because he doesn't really look like a Keebler elf. But I always think Keebler elf. So there's something that connects that in my brain. I don't know why. He looks more like Legolas of anybody else. But he's got that wild mustard, honey mustard hair color on this one here. And he's got a very pile of mashed potatoes face on this figure right out of the package. Now, he just got 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth. So he's playing those human hits. But there's something about his mouth and his jaws. It just looks like a bunch of mashed potatoes. And I just had a beautiful plate full of mashed potatoes with a little bit of brown gravy on there. A little bit of brown gravy. But it was bon appetit if there ever was one, because I ate it on my Lando plate. Yes, my Lando Calrissian fine china plate. Absolutely love it. Got to have Lando around. Beautiful stuff. I don't know how oh yeah, mashed potato face Lex Luger. That's how I got in on that. But not a huge fan of the head sculpt on this one here. Now, the second one, we got Lex Luger screaming and yelling. This is where he's got somebody in the torture rack. You want to display him with somebody in the torture rack? This is the head to do for that one there. Now, the head does pop off very easily on him here. You stick this head in there, and you're off to the old races with old Lex Luger with this hair. Gosh, a little hard to get in there, I will say. There we go. I do hate that unnatural crack that it puts behind the ears. I guess you don't always see that, but it does look a little unnatural from time to time. But not bad. This is a brand new head sculpt. I guess both of these so far are new head sculpts. Not terrible with this one, but this is probably how I'm leaning. I think I'm going to have him with all the emotion on this figure, but we'll see what ends up happening there. We also get Lex Luger, the third head here, smiling head Lex Luger. Hair comes off once again. You got that mustard hair color, which is a little strange, almost green. But he does got the ponytail on this one. And Lex rocked a good ponytail, if you ask me. I just can't do ponytails. I just can't. I struggle. But definitely good. You got the big smiling face for Lex Luger right here. Looking pretty good, all things considered. You're going to put it back to how it came out of the package, I guess. But I don't know. I'm leaning towards the smiling face or the other one. I don't like the stoic mashed potato face out of the package. At least I do not. So you got a lot of adventures to choose with this head sculpt on Luger between the faces and the different hairdos of what you want. Besides that, you got a very, very plain Jane body on this one. I mean, you could just make this into a lot of different wrestlers over the years. They got to be jacked up, obviously. You can't turn it into giant haystacks or something, but very plain Jane body. You got black trunks, black knee pads, white boots. That's it. Not a lot of pizzazz with Luger. That's why it's good to get these new heads, some of these extra accessories to give him a dash of pizzazz, a little bit extra spice to him here. I will say this ultimate body just looks a little bit strange to me. Something about the torso with the butterflies. I like the extra articulation, but it just, something about it doesn't fit with my eyes. And once again, that could be me once again. But big jacked up body on Lex Luger right here. Looking very good as far as Lex, of course, one of the big body guys in the wrestling business, as we know, especially in the 80s and 90s. White wrist tape on him as well. We already talked about these gripping hands right here. But I see this body. You could easily make this that Ichiban Hulk Hogan. You pop the head off there. You put that on there. You could easily do that if you wanted to. So I can think there's some customs you could easily do with this one, if that is your thing, if you're a customs person. Now, articulation on this one, you do get the butterfly shoulders. You do get the bicep cut. You do get the arms that go all the way around, smooth as butter. Now, arms, removable. We've seen that before, of course, the Ultimate Edition, so you can remove the arm. You do get the double-jointed pinless elbows on here. Hands removable. Head removable back and forth. Hula hoop up top, all kinds of movement there, plus traditional waist. Get those big old Lex Luger splits a little bit tight there. You do get the drop-down hips as well. Thigh cut, double-jointed, pinless knees. The hits continue. Pinless knees on this one. I'm here for that, as this hairpiece falls off. There we go. You do get the boot cut. You got a little bit of socks peeking out the top right there. Very tall boots on Lex Luger. Side to side, up and down, back and forth ankles. And then, of course, yes, Todd McFarlane toe articulation on this one right here. So looking good as things considered right there as far as articulation. A very smooth moving figure right here. He was made in Vietnam, so Vietnam getting their act together right here. Sometimes we take an L from Vietnam, sometimes we take the W. We're going to take the W here today. And, of course, he should fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand. Use discount code Kyle, save 10%, maybe. There we go. Fitting him on the stand right there. Lex Luger ready to take his last stand for WCW, and it worked out for him. How about that? He came away with the title belt. But Lex looking pretty good. And of course, the Hulkster, got an ultimate version of him. You can have these two square off in your Fig Fed. Reenact that 100th episode of Monday Night Nitro if you want to in your own Fig Fed right there. But we've had a lot of Lex Lugers over the years. This one, here's one way back from the Basics days. Basically the same version of this one, just in basic format. So we do have that there. We did get one, which I always kind of scratched my head on. I love face paint. And I've asked the question over the years on other Lex Luger unboxing videos. Lex Luger was a big star. I just don't think he went to that next level of the Ultimate Warrior, the Stings, Hulk Hogan's of the world. I think most can agree on that. But what if Lex Luger had face paint back in the day? What if when he came on the scene, he had face paint? Could have been like another Stinger out there. How well would he have done? I always kind of wonder that question. And of course, this then now forever Walmart exclusive back in the day always kind of brought that to my mind. Like, what if he would have started off with face paint like Sting or the Ultimate Warrior? Could he have worked better? Would he have been a bigger superstar? It's one of those what if questions. But it always boggled my mind on this one. We never got a traditional Elite in the plain black from this era. Could have at least had different heads to switch back and forth. We didn't have that back in the day. Is what it is. But we got a lot of Lex Lugers. I was going through my Lugers and I'm just yanking them all out. Yanking on my Luger is what I call it around here. At least that's what my wife calls it. Looking good there. Of course, Narcissist Lex Luger. There's so many Lugers. It'll make your head spin, really, at the end of the day. And then I even bought multiples of some of these ones that you could turn into Chase editions with the different heads. We got the USA versions. Just a heck of a lot of Lex Lugers from Mattel over the years. A lot more than I anticipated. And like I said, I got a few different ones because of the 2-in-1 nature of some of these. So pretty cool if you're a Lex Luger fan, no doubt about it. But man, a lot of Lex Luger figures. However, this Ultimate could be the shining Lex Luger in a lot of people's collection. Pretty good figure here. Some hits, some misses. I love all the extra accessories. Sometimes the hair pieces are a little bit wonky on this one, and the body feels a little bit wonky, but it does look very, very nice, and it is smooth articulation-wise, so can't count that, can't dismiss that in these figures as of late, of course. So there it is, Lex Luger Ultimate Edition Walmart exclusive. What's your guys' thoughts on this one? Is he going to be a pickup for you? A pass, a long game, a no game? Let me know in the comments down below, and of course, you made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're nearing 50,000 subscribers and we need your help. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. Check out my other YouTube channel. Check out the Patreon for early access to everything and your best way to support the channel. You can also head over to SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, and of course on TikTok. So for Lex Luger Ultimate Edition, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Going to the end of the line.